All right, before we dive in, just the usual heads up. This is all for educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice. So please always do your own research. Welcome to the breakdown for day 158. And today's theme, well, it's a fascinating paradox, really. It's a day that's all about the number 0, but at the exact same time, it is just packed with some of the protocol's biggest milestones ever. We're calling it 0 with everything.
And this right here is the number of the day, a big fat 0. For the first time on its regular schedule, the protocol released exactly 0 new PLAZM tokens. That means 0 emissions. And to put it simply, that just completely removes any new artificial sell pressure coming from the protocol itself. This is a date we've been forecasting for a while, and it's finally here.
But here's where that paradox comes in. While the protocol was releasing absolutely nothing, well, everything else was happening. I mean, the yield blasted past the 6-figure mark. The vault hit a brand new all-time high. Bonds saw this incredible surge. And the buy and grow function, it officially went live. And the cherry on top, tomorrow is also a 0 day.
So here's how we're going to unpack this absolutely historic day. First, we'll look at the engine's roar, the yield, and the vault. Then we'll get into the infrastructure surge, talking bonds and the cycle transition. After that, the huge news, the Treasury is literally growing itself now. And we'll wrap it all up with the forecast and our final verdict.
All right, let's jump right in with the core economic outputs. This is where you measure the protocol's health in real dollars and, real ETH.
$103,000. And listen, this isn't some projection. This is the total real profit that's been claimed from the system's trading fees. And here's the most important part. Not one single dollar of this came from printing new tokens. It's pure earned yield, and it just smashed right through that 6-figure milestone. And while all that yield was being generated, this happened. The Treasury Vault hit a new all-time high of 224.49 ETH. So the Treasury didn't shrink to create that $103,000 in yield. Nope, it grew. A lot. And this, right here, just brilliantly illustrates the anti-fragile nature of this whole system. Get this. In the last 4 days, while the PLAZM market price went down almost 13%, the Treasury Vault actually grew by nearly 14 ETH. The market took a hit, but the core foundation, it got stronger. So, how does that strength build into the protocol's infrastructure? Well, this growth isn't random at all. It's a direct result of what's happening with the cycle transition, which is fortifying the entire foundation. Just look at this acceleration. I mean, it took about 70 days to add around 4,200 bonds, but it's taken just the last 4 days to add another 915. That surge is coming straight from users who are completing Cycle 2 and then restaking into Cycle 3, and their contributions are snapping up bonds at these bear market prices. Now, let's be totally transparent about this cycle transition. As these cycles wrap up, tokens that were previously staked become liquid. And yeah, we saw the liquid supply go up by about 1.47 million PLAZM. And while that number might look a little scary on paper, it is a completely normal and expected part of how the protocol works.
And here's the other side of that story. See, the protocol has these built-in shock absorbers. In just the last 4 days, the burn mechanism has zapped 110,000 tokens out of the supply, and the liquidity pools have soaked up another 160,000. These systems are just constantly working in the background to counteract that new liquid supply.
Okay, this next part, this might be the single most important forward-looking piece of news of the entire day. The protocol's self-compounding engine has officially been turned on.
So it's confirmed. Buy and Grow is live. You can see its data right there on the user interface. This is not a projection anymore, folks. It's an active, working part of the system right now.
So what does that actually mean? Well, it means the 3-part system we've talked about is finally complete. We've had buy and burn, which reduces supply. We've had buy and build to fund development. And now buy and grow is here to automatically compound the protocol's own infrastructure. It creates a true flywheel effect.
And here is the truly stunning output. From its own yield, the Treasury is now creating 4.2 new bonds every single day. Just let that sink in for a second. Without a single new user, without a single dollar of new investment, the protocol's own yield engine is growing itself by over 4 bonds a day. That's over 1,500 new bonds a year, just from compounding. Okay, so let's put this all together. We've got 0 emissions, we've got record-breaking fundamentals, and we've got a self-compounding Treasury. So what does all that mean for the immediate future?
Well, here's the release schedule for the next 5 days. You see that pattern? We've got a 0-day today, another one tomorrow, and a third one in just 4 days. So 3 of the next 5 days have absolutely no new token emissions, and the days that do, they're barely a whisper. Now, this is where things just get truly absurd. Over the next week, the average daily sell pressure from token emissions is going to be $1.57. Just think about that. Meanwhile, the daily buy pressure from the buyback burn systems is over $837. That creates a coverage ratio of over 53,000%. To put it another way, the daily buy pressure is more than 530 times greater than the daily sell pressure from emissions. It is just an overwhelming, almost unbelievable level of fundamental strength.
So let's look at the final scorecard for day 158. Yeah, the price is down, sure, reflecting the broader market. But just look at everything else. A 0 release day, yield over 6 figures, and all-time high vault, a massive surge in bonds, and the compounding engine is now live. It is just a wall of fundamental green.
0. That's the release. 0 tokens, $0, 0 sell pressure from emissions. And while 0 tokens entered circulation, $103,000 in real yield sits deployed. 224 ETH, the vault has literally never been larger. 11,132 bonds, with 915 of those added in just 4 days. And now, live on the interface, Buy and Grow is active. 20% of the yield, $167 a day, creating 4.2 new bonds every single day from yield alone. No new users required. The price dropped 12%, the vault grew 14 ETH, the yield crossed 6 figures, the bonds crossed 11,000, and the protocol, it released nothing. 0, with everything. That's day 158.
And as always, please remember this is not financial advice. Digital assets carry significant risk, and they are highly volatile. So never, ever invest more than you can comfortably afford to lose, and please be sure to do your own thorough research. Thanks for tuning in.